Well, hello again, everybody. Welcome back to syracuse.com and SOS Spotlight Athlete of the Week, where each week we talk to some of the best high school athletes in Section 3. This week, we're fortunate enough to be joined by West Genesee pitcher Ryan Klementowski, fresh from practice during his vacation week practice. So, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Good practice today. It was nice out. It must be nice after winter is so long and it just seeps and seeps and seeps into the season. Wait to get out here. Must feel like such a treasure. What are your feelings when you get out here on a day like this?
Yeah, it feels good to definitely be back out. It's only our maybe second or third practice outside, so because of the weather. So it definitely feels good and definitely get used to the dirt again and not the same turf. Usually we practice at Pine Grove. So
Ryan's one of the best pitchers in Section 3, a right-handed pitcher, is going to St. Bonaventure next year. So he's on a very specific routine. Each day of practice, brings it sort of a different set of routines he has to follow, throwing pitches, and staying in that pattern. What is that like for you early in the season? You've only pitched once so far. What is your early season routine like?
all right, yeah. So when I get to practice, I usually get my jogs in. Then when I come back in, usually stretch, use some arm bands, shaker bands. It gets the rotator cuff loose. And after that, usually stretch with hip mobility stretches and then a little bit of legs. Then I'll get into my long toss. After I finish up the long toss, take a little break, and then get ready with my bullpen for the game.
Now we're filming this on a Wednesday, and Ryan is scheduled to pitch on a Thursday tomorrow. So this is the day before his your start. What is that day like? Is that when you throw the most or the least, or what does the day before start look like for you?
Yeah, so usually about 2 or 3 days before, I'll throw a little bullpen about 30 to 35 pitches. And then the next 2 days following up to the game, I'll get a little bit of catch in, not too far, but just about the right amount to get me ready for the game.
Well, you've pitched for a long time, ever since you were 4 or 5 years old. Take us back to what you remember as the origins of your pitching, and how you got started at the position in the sport.
Yeah, so my dad's always been a big baseball guy. He's the one who introduced me to it, and I started really young, 3, 4 years old. At first, I mean, I'm young, so I obviously didn't wasn't like the best, but usually my dad always just tells me to work hard and get after it. So usually over time, it's helped me become a better player and bring me to where I am today.
Pitching is one of those positions like goalie in soccer or hockey that all the attention's on you.
Yeah.
And good or bad, whether you give up a home run or strike out a kid. What was it about the position that sort of appealed to you? Was it that kind of individual nature within the team framework?
Yeah, so I definitely noticed when I was younger, I definitely had one of the stronger arms, which helped me. I kind of connected that to pitching, but I definitely like the spotlight of it. It can bring more pressure, don't get me wrong, most of the time, but I like the pressure and I've been usually successful in pressure situations, so I really like it.
Now, lots of kids have strong arms, and through the years, they find out that's not nearly enough. Pitching is
Hmm.
more or mostly mental as opposed to physical. So that takes the development. Take us through your approach, how you've developed mentally, and how as you go up a level of hitters and playing varsity against good teams, how you've developed, how you approach the better hitters.
Yeah, so for sure. I mean, pitching is definitely you gotta be physically tough, but for sure it's mentally tough. You gotta be confident when you're going out on the mound. If you're always thinking bad, you're gonna pitch bad. But if you're confident in yourself and you keep on believing in yourself, good things will happen, which is what I always think to myself.
Now, hitting, favorite part of hitting might be, blasting a home run
Mhm.
or when you're pitching, striking a guy out. But do you have a most satisfying or gratifying moment of pitching that is maybe particularly personal to you?
I definitely like striking people out. I don't like walking people, but definitely finishing the whole game, throwing complete games makes me feel good and makes me feel accomplished. So definitely like that.
And you were talking before on how game days you're very serious, as most top athletes and pitchers are.
Yeah.
You prefer it if people on game days just didn't talk to you or minimize the talk to you. Tell us a little bit about that and how your focus sort of turns from chatty guy on off days to
Yeah.
kind of a quiet guy on game days.
Yeah, so usually on practice, I always have fun no matter what. But when game days come around, I just gotta stay focused to myself, just believe in myself. So I mean, I will talk to guys. Don't get me wrong, but definitely a little bit less than usual than like on practice days than for game days.
And then another one of your habits that you like to do is meditate
Mhm.
before the games, on game days, before your bullpens, you're warming up. Tell us how that started and what that entails. How does that help you?
Yeah, for sure. So about I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, I started getting into it. I did a little bit of research, looked it up, looked up some ways to help you stay calm before the games. Don't let the nerves get to you. And I found meditating. So I decided to try it out and I really liked it. And it's really helped me stay calm and get ready for my games. So, and it definitely brings away the nerves.
That's good. Anything you can do, to help with the nerves is important, especially in a program like West Genesee, where you do play a lot of big games. It's a spring season is so short, even
Yeah.
if you get good weather, and this is your your last season in high school. So as you're going game by game, you want to appreciate that, but in a month and a half, your season's over regardless.
Yeah,
How do
that's
you
correct.
balance sort of the enjoyment of each moment versus knowing this is your last go round on varsity with West Genesee?
Yeah, so I haven't really thought about that. This being my last year, it definitely started to hit me towards the end of the year. But like right now, I'm just focused on winning, just trying to help the team win and ultimately just win a sectional championship. So hopefully we can finish strong in my last year.
Do you have a favorite pitcher, or favorite team that you've tried to model yourself after?
Um, Well, definitely my favorite player is Mike Trout. He's not a pitcher, obviously, but I see he's one of the hardest workers out there and he cares for other people too. So, but for pitching, I definitely like Garrett Cole. I'm a Yankees fan too. So I definitely enjoy watching him pitch. He has good off speed and throws really hard. So,
Now you go into say Bonaventure, which is a
mhm.
Division I school, so that's really cool. What about the school appeal to you? And did give serious consideration to anywhere else?
Yeah, so I visited a couple other schools before St. Bonaventure, but then I finally visited Bonaventure and it really just stood out to me. I love the field. It's definitely a smaller school. It's a private college school, so there's definitely a smaller amount of people up there, but I think that's not a bad thing because then you can help teachers can help you more and they can focus on students more, but I definitely like the coaches. The coaches made you feel welcome. The whole community and campus honestly made you feel welcome. So I really enjoyed it.
That is such a big jump from high school to
Mhm.
any college, much less Division I. Now they wouldn't have brought you in if they didn't feel you were ready. How do you foresee the transition going? Of course, you have to get better every year, but how quickly do you think you'll be able to contribute there?
I'm hoping freshman, sophomore year, I can get the opportunity to pitch. I always work hard no matter what and always focus and try to get better. So I definitely can see an opportunity early on in my career getting to pitch there. So that's what I'm definitely excited about.
Well, one of the best things about Central New York summers is they generally are very beautiful and if
Mhm.
short. So after high school ends, but before college, hopefully you have a stretch of warm weather. What do you do, or what will you be doing pitching wise and preparation wise in between the end of high school and the start of college?
Yeah, so throughout pretty much my whole life since probably like 7 or 8, I've been with Syracuse Sports Zone Academy, which I've always played every year in summer. But since now I'm committed, I'm just gonna play with a friends travel team this year, where we just travel around Northeast, compete in tournaments and some other games. But maybe I might join a league, summer league, like where college guys come and play, but still really kind of thinking about it. We'll see how it goes.
So if you could flip a switch and write a perfect script, the where your baseball career takes you, where you go and how you do, and you could pretty much pick what you want. What would be your dream scenario as far as the future of your baseball career?
Well, this year, won a sectional championship. Then in college, definitely want to develop. I know it's really, really hard, but the dreams, obviously, to hopefully one day get drafted or at least sign, make it to the MLB. that's always been my dream. I'm gonna have to work really, really hard to get there, but it's always gonna be in the back of my head, hoping to get there one day.
Sure. Well, that's a good dream for anybody. Well, there's still hopefully a lot of time left in this beautiful afternoon, so we will let you get back out and prepare for tomorrow's start and get into your routine of proper eating and cutting down on the talking. So
Yeah.
we appreciate you joining us today. And we appreciate you tuning in to syracuse.com SOS Spotlight Athlete of the Week. We'll be back next week talking to another top Section 3 athlete. Until then, take care and we'll see you next week.